Have you ever felt a deep shift in your awareness or a change in the way you see the world around you? Are you experiencing a spiritual awakening? If you've ever had moments where you suddenly see things differently, where your perspective shifts and you begin to question the meaning of your life or your place in the world, then you might be experiencing something profound, something known as a spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is a process many people go through when they start to understand themselves and the world on a much deeper level. It's that moment when life doesn't feel the same anymore, when your old way of thinking or your previous lifestyle just doesn't satisfy you like it used to. You might feel disconnected from the person you used to be, or even question the path you've been following. You may sense a stronger desire to explore your inner world, search for deeper meaning, or seek alignment with something greater than yourself. Spiritual awakening isn't just a single moment or event, although it can feel like a sudden realization or breakthrough at times. In fact, it's more of an ongoing journey. It's a continual process that invites us to connect more deeply with our true selves and with the universe. The experience can be transformative, and it often leads to significant changes in how we view life, interact with others, and pursue our personal growth. This shift is not always comfortable. For many, spiritual awakening can be disorienting, even unsettling at first, as it challenges the very beliefs, values, and identities that we've spent years building. But with that discomfort comes growth, the kind of growth that opens us to greater clarity, peace, and understanding. It's a way of waking up to the deeper truths of who we are, why we're here, and how we're all interconnected. When we begin this process, we start to peel back the layers of illusion and self-deception, gradually revealing our true nature and purpose. This awakening may come gradually over time, or it may come in a sudden moment of realization. Either way, the impact is profound. It leads us to embrace a life that is more authentic, compassionate, and aligned with our higher purpose. Spiritual awakening ultimately is about self-discovery. It's about being open to change and transformation, learning to trust our intuition, and stepping into the fullest version of who we are. It's about moving beyond the surface level of daily life to seek deeper meaning and a greater sense of connectedness with the world around us. This journey may not always be easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. It challenges us to confront our fears, to question outdated beliefs, and to open our hearts to new ways of thinking. It calls us to embrace change and uncertainty as a part of the natural flow of life, rather than something to resist. The good news is that you don't have to go through this journey alone. Whether through self-reflection, spiritual practices, or seeking out like-minded individuals, there are many ways to navigate the path of spiritual awakening. If you've been feeling a shift in your awareness or sense that something greater is waiting for you, you might be on the verge of an exciting spiritual journey. Embrace it. It is an opportunity for growth, healing, and transformation, and it will allow you to create a life that feels deeply fulfilling and aligned with your true self. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving inspiring content. Together we can explore this beautiful journey of spiritual awakening and share in the process of personal transformation. Thank you for watching. Spiritual awakening is a profound process often described as a shift in awareness that brings deeper understanding, connection, and clarity to one's life. It is a personal transformation that calls you to break free from the confines of everyday existence and begin to see the world and your place in it through a different lens. But what exactly does it mean to undergo a spiritual awakening? And how do you recognize it when it happens? In this section, we will dive into the concept of spiritual awakening, its signs, and the ways it manifests in your life. At its core, spiritual awakening is the process of becoming more deeply aware of oneself, the world, and the connection to spiritual values, transcending the limitations of material life. It's about stepping beyond the surface level of existence to explore deeper truths about who you are, why you're here, and your place in the greater universe. This awakening is often seen as a shift from the ego-driven materialistic mindset, the constant pursuit of external success, possessions, and validation, towards an understanding that true fulfillment comes from within. It involves questioning the beliefs and systems that have shaped your life so far and replacing them with a deeper sense of purpose, inner peace, and spiritual growth. Spiritual awakening is not necessarily tied to religion, though it can be a part of a religious experience. It's more about a deep personal revelation where you feel called to move away from the distractions of daily life and reconnect with your higher self and your spiritual nature. This process is not limited to a particular moment in time. It's a journey that unfolds gradually, bringing new realizations, insights, and a shift in consciousness. While the experience of awakening is unique for everyone, it is often described as a sudden moment of clarity or as a gradual shift in perspective. It can be triggered by significant life events, personal struggles, or a simple internal yearning for more meaning in life. Once the awakening begins, it can lead to profound changes in your thoughts, actions, relationships, and overall worldview. Recognizing when you are going through a spiritual awakening can sometimes be challenging, especially because the process often occurs gradually with subtle changes happening over time. However, there are common signs and feelings that many people report when they experience spiritual awakening. Let's explore some of these signs that can help you identify when you're undergoing this transformation. 1. A sense of discomfort or dissatisfaction with current life. One of the most common signs of a spiritual awakening is a sense of dissatisfaction with your current life. You may find yourself feeling like something is missing, even if you have everything you thought you wanted: good relationships, success, and material comforts. Despite outward appearances, something inside you may feel unfulfilled or disconnected. This discomfort is often the first signal that there is more to life than just material achievements. It's the voice inside calling you to search for deeper meaning and purpose. You may begin to question the meaning of your daily routines, your job, or even your relationships. You may feel like you're stuck in a repetitive cycle that no longer brings joy or fulfillment. This yearning for more is the spiritual call and invitation to look inward and begin searching for a more authentic and meaningful way of living. You might start to feel that your old ways of thinking, your goals, and your aspirations no longer align with the person you are becoming. It's a discomfort that signals growth is on the horizon, even though the path forward may not yet be clear. 2. Heightened self-awareness. Another prominent sign of spiritual awakening is heightened self-awareness. As you start to experience this shift, you may begin to reassess your life's values, beliefs, and actions. You may find yourself questioning long-held beliefs that no longer serve you, including societal norms, familial expectations, and past conditioning. At this stage, many people report feeling as though they are waking up from a sleepwalking existence where they had been operating on autopilot. This increased self-awareness leads to a deeper understanding of your true self, a realization that you are more than your role, your job, or your past experiences. You begin to ask fundamental questions such as, who am I really? What is my purpose? As part of this process, you may start to feel the need to make significant changes in your life, whether it's letting go of old habits, changing careers, or ending unhealthy relationships. It's an awakening to the fact that you want to live more authentically in alignment with your true values and passions. You may also notice a greater sensitivity to the emotions and needs of others, and a desire to contribute to the well-being of those around you. This growth in self-awareness can often lead to a greater sense of empathy, compassion, and connectedness with the world around you. 3. Feeling connected to the universe or something larger. A deeper and more profound sign of spiritual awakening is a sense of connection to something greater than yourself. This might be described as feeling at one with the universe, the earth, or a higher power. It can also be seen as a sense of unity, the realization that you are not just an isolated individual, but an integral part of the vast interconnected web of life. Many people who experience spiritual awakening report feeling a profound connection to nature, the world around them, or the people they interact with. It is as though the boundaries that once separated them from the world, such as cultural differences, personal ego and material desires, start to fade, and they begin to see themselves as part of a greater whole. This deep connection can lead to a sense of peace, fulfillment, and love that transcends individual concerns and is rooted in universal compassion and understanding. It can also give you a new perspective on life, helping you see your personal struggles as part of the larger human experience. The realization that everything is interconnected often leads to a profound sense of purpose as you understand your place in the grand scheme of things. Many spiritual traditions refer to this experience as an awakening to the divine, or to the universal energy that connects all living beings. Whether you call it God, the universe, or simply the interconnectedness of all things, this feeling of unity brings with it a profound sense of peace and purpose. As you reflect on the concepts we've discussed, consider this question. Can you recognize any changes in your thoughts, feelings, or actions as you begin to feel spiritually awakened? Perhaps you've felt more attuned to your inner self, or maybe you've started questioning the patterns in your life that once seemed unchangeable. Reflect on the ways in which you may be experiencing shifts in your awareness. Are you feeling more connected to your true self or to the world around you? This journey of spiritual awakening is unique for each individual, and the changes you experience may unfold gradually over time. But by being mindful of these shifts and signs, you can better understand where you are on your journey and what steps you can take to nurture your growth. In this section, we've explored what spiritual awakening is, the signs that indicate you may be going through it, and how to recognize it when it happens. Spiritual awakening is an ongoing process of growth, self-awareness, and connection with something greater than ourselves. It leads to a deeper understanding of our true nature, our purpose, and our place in the world. As you continue on this journey, be gentle with yourself. It may not always be easy, but it is always a path toward greater peace, understanding, and fulfillment. Embrace the signs of awakening and allow them to guide you toward a more authentic and purposeful life. Spiritual awakening is a powerful and transformative experience, but it can also be a deeply unsettling one. As individuals begin to awaken spiritually, they often experience a range of emotions and sensations that signal profound changes taking place within themselves. These signs may not always be easy to understand, but they provide important insights into the process of awakening. In this section, we will dive deeper into some of the common signs and feelings that people experience during their spiritual awakening, and how they can serve as guideposts on the journey of transformation. One of the most common signs of spiritual awakening is a feeling of restlessness or dissatisfaction with your current life. This feeling often arises when you sense that something is missing or that you are not living in alignment with your true self. Even if things appear fine on the outside, perhaps you have a stable job, relationships, and material comforts inside, you may feel a deep sense of emptiness, longing, or a desire for something more meaningful. As you begin to awaken the questions, who am I and what am I really doing here, may begin to surface in your mind. These questions are not just intellectual musings, they are spiritual inquiries that signify your growing awarenesses that there is more to life than the material world and external success. This sense of dissatisfaction is often the first push toward awakening, prompting you to seek deeper answers and find a more authentic way of living. The restlessness you feel is a sign that your soul is calling for change. You may start to feel like your old ways of thinking and doing things no longer bring fulfillment. You might find yourself questioning past choices, or realizing that you have been living according to other people's expectations rather than your own truth. This internal discontent is a natural part of the awakening process as you begin to break free from the constraints of societal conditioning and move toward a life that reflects your true essence. The desire for change during this time is often fueled by the realization that you are more than just the roles you play in society. more than just your job, your family, or your possessions. You begin to yearn for a life that is more in tune with your authentic self, one that is aligned with your deepest values and higher purpose. Another powerful sign of spiritual awakening is a deep connection with yourself and the world around you. As you begin to awaken, you may experience a heightened awareness of your own inner world, as well as a stronger connection to the universe or something greater than yourself. This sense of interconnectedness can manifest in a variety of ways. Many people who undergo spiritual awakening report feeling more attuned to their own inner voice, their intuition, desires, and feelings. They may find themselves drawn to activities or practices that bring them closer to their authentic selves, such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. This heightened self-awareness allows them to more clearly distinguish between what is truly important to them and what is simply a product of external influence. They begin to understand their own needs, boundaries, and desires in a much deeper way, allowing them to live more authentically and with greater purpose. Moreover, spiritual awakening often brings with it a profound sense of connection to everything around you. Many people report feeling deeply connected to nature animals, other people, and even the planet itself. There is a sense that everything is interconnected, that we are all part of a larger universal web of existence. This can manifest as a deep appreciation for the beauty of nature, an intuitive understanding of the energy that flows through all living things, or a heightened sense of compassion for others. This connection also extends to a deeper spiritual understanding where you begin to feel aligned with a higher power, the universe, or a sense of divine energy. Whether you identify with a specific religious tradition or not, the feeling of being part of a greater whole often leads to a greater sense of peace, compassion, and empathy toward others. You might feel that your existence has a deeper purpose and that your actions have meaning in the context of a larger spiritual journey. This awareness is often described as a spiritual awakening because it involves seeing the world not just as a physical realm, but as a manifestation of spiritual energy, interconnectedness, and purpose. As your spiritual awakening progresses, you may find that your relationships and lifestyle begin to change. This is one of the more challenging aspects of awakening, as the shifts in your inner world often lead to changes in how you relate to others, as well as how you approach your life. One of the most notable changes is that you may find yourself growing apart from relationships that no longer align with your evolving sense of self. As you awaken, you begin to shed old layers of conditioning, and you may realize that certain friendships, family dynamics, or even romantic relationships are no longer serving your higher purpose or helping you grow. This can be difficult, as letting go of people or situations you've been attached to for years can stir up feelings of guilt, sadness, or loss. However, these changes are a natural part of the awakening process. As you become more aware of your true self, you naturally gravitate toward people, situations, and environments that resonate with your new values and beliefs. You may find that you start attracting new relationships that support your growth and align with your spiritual path. These connections often feel deeper and more authentic as they are rooted in mutual respect, shared purpose, and spiritual understanding. Your lifestyle may also shift as you become more attuned to your spiritual path. You might feel compelled to change careers, move to a new location, or make other significant changes in your life. These changes reflect your growing desire to align your outer reality with your inner truth. This might mean stepping away from a job that no longer aligns with your values, or engaging in activities that foster your personal growth and spiritual connection. Many people report feeling the need to simplify their lives, eliminate unnecessary distractions, and focus on what truly matters. One of the clearest signs of spiritual awakening is when you begin to feel that you have a larger purpose in life. As you undergo spiritual awakening, you may find yourself feeling more deeply connected to your own unique mission in life. This awareness brings a deep sense of fulfillment as you begin to act in alignment with your purpose rather than just going through the motions of everyday life. At this stage, you might begin to realize that your true purpose goes beyond your job, possessions, or external achievements. Your purpose is linked to a deeper spiritual calling. It may involve helping others, expressing your creativity, seeking truth, or living with compassion and kindness. This realization often prompts action, leading you to make choices that align more closely with your purpose, whether it's changing your career, engaging in volunteer work, or simply finding ways to live more authentically. For many, the spiritual awakening process is marked by a strong desire to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. You might feel compelled to use your skills, talents, and energy to help others make a positive impact or share the wisdom you've gained through your own awakening. The desire to live in alignment with your purpose can lead to profound personal satisfaction as you begin to see your life as part of a greater whole, contributing to the collective good. As you reflect on these signs and feelings, consider this question. Have you ever felt that you need to change in order to live in alignment with your true self? Think about times when you felt disconnected from who you truly are, or when you sensed that your life wasn't aligned with your deeper values. How did that feel? Were you able to recognize the signs of spiritual awakening in those moments? Spiritual awakening often comes with both discomfort and excitement. The changes that arise may challenge your current identity, but there are also opportunities to become more in tune with your true self. Understanding these signs can help you embrace your awakening with more clarity and confidence as you continue to align with your higher purpose. In this section, we have examined the signs and feelings that often accompany spiritual awakening. From a sense of restlessness and longing for change, to a deep connection with the universe and the need to reassess relationships and lifestyle, these signs point to a deeper, more meaningful journey. As you continue your spiritual journey, remember that these changes are a natural part of the process and often lead to greater clarity, peace, and alignment with your true self. Embrace these signs as stepping stones on your path to deeper spiritual understanding, and know that each shift you experience is guiding you toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. When you begin to feel spiritually awakened, it can be an exhilarating yet overwhelming experience. It's as though a veil has been lifted from your eyes and you're suddenly able to see the world, yourself, and your relationships in an entirely new light. While this can feel like a gift, it can also bring confusion, anxiety, and even a sense of loss as you begin to let go of old beliefs and patterns. The journey of spiritual awakening is deeply personal, and it is one that often requires patience, self-compassion, and courage. In this section, we will explore practical steps you can take to navigate this transformation with greater ease and purpose, and to build a life that reflects your new understanding. 1. Accept the change. The first step when you begin to feel spiritually awakened is accepting the change. Change, especially deep and personal change, can stir up feelings of fear, confusion, and even sadness. Spiritual awakening is often accompanied by moments of doubt or a sense of being disconnected from the old versions of yourself. You might feel as if the world you once knew is crumbling, or that the person you were is no longer who you are meant to be. However, acceptance is the key to navigating this period of transition. Spiritual awakening is not something that happens overnight, and it's not something you can force or control. Instead, it's a natural unfolding process that invites you to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace the unknown. Understanding that awakening is a gradual journey, rather than an instantaneous event, can help alleviate some of the anxiety and confusion you might be feeling. Instead of fighting against the changes or trying to rush through the process, allow yourself to be with the discomfort. Recognize that this transformation is a part of your spiritual development, and it's pushing you toward a deeper understanding of your true self. Trust the process. It may take time, but it's unfolding exactly as it should. Accepting the changes you're experiencing allows you to approach your spiritual journey with openness, patience, and self-compassion. 2. Practice self-awareness and meditation. As you navigate the changes brought on by your spiritual awakening, it's essential to cultivate self-awareness. This involves tuning into your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and becoming more mindful of how you're engaging with yourself and the world around you. Self-awareness is a powerful tool that helps you identify patterns in your behavior, thoughts, and emotional responses. It helps you understand the deeper motivations behind your actions and decisions, and it can shed light on areas of your life that need healing or attention. One of the most effective ways to enhance self-awareness is through meditation. Meditation helps quiet the mind, allowing you to connect with your deeper sense of self. It enables you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, offering clarity and insight into your true feelings and desires. By practicing mindfulness, you create space for a more conscious connection with yourself, and you allow the awareness brought on by your spiritual awakening to deepen. Journaling is another valuable tool for self-awareness. Writing down your thoughts, experiences, and feelings can help you process the changes you're undergoing and reflect on your spiritual journey. Journaling helps you articulate the shifts you're experiencing and track your progress over time. It also allows you to get to know yourself better, providing clarity on your spiritual path and helping you align with your inner wisdom. Both meditation and journaling provide a safe space for self-exploration where you can begin to better understand your emotions, beliefs, and desires. These practices help you slow down and connect with the deeper parts of yourself that may have been overlooked during the hustle and bustle of everyday life. 3. Listen to yourself and the world around you. One of the greatest gifts of spiritual awakening is the ability to listen deeply both to yourself and the world around you. As you awaken, you will start to notice subtle shifts in your inner and outer worlds. There will be an increase in your awareness of the feelings, sensations, and energies around you. This heightened sensitivity is an essential part of spiritual awakening because it allows you to tune into the truths that are often hidden beneath the surface of everyday life. Listening to yourself means paying attention to your intuition, your inner voice, and your emotional responses. It means getting in touch with what truly resonates with you and what feels aligned with your higher self. Often we ignore our intuition in favor of external influences or societal expectations. However, during spiritual awakening, you may find that your intuition becomes stronger and more reliable. Listening to it can guide you to make decisions that honor your true self, rather than simply following the path laid out by others. In addition to listening to yourself, pay attention to the world around you. Spiritual awakening often opens you up to a deeper connection with nature, with people, and with the energy that flows through all things. You may start to feel more present in the moment, more connected to the rhythms of life, and more attuned to the needs of others. By listening deeply to the world, you learn to sense the subtle signs and synchronicities that guide your journey. Whether through your interactions with others or through your connection with nature, the world around you becomes a mirror of your inner awakening, offering you wisdom and guidance along the way. 4. Seek community and support. Spiritual awakening can feel like a lonely and isolating experience, especially if those around you don't understand the changes you're going through. You might find yourself questioning long-held beliefs, letting go of old relationships, and feeling disconnected from the people you once found comfort in. This is a natural part of the process, but it's also important to recognize that you don't have to navigate this journey alone. Seek out community, whether online or in person, with people who share similar experiences or who are on a similar spiritual path. Being around like-minded individuals who are also going through their own spiritual journeys can provide a sense of belonging, comfort, and understanding. A supportive community can help you stay grounded as you go through the sometimes challenging aspects of awakening, offering wisdom, encouragement, and love. You may also benefit from finding a mentor or guide who can provide insight into your awakening process. Spiritual mentors or teachers can offer guidance, share their experiences, and help you interpret the signs and challenges you are encountering. They can provide valuable perspective on your journey and offer practical advice on how to navigate the changes you're experiencing. Whether through group gatherings, online communities, or individual mentoring, seeking support from others can help you feel less isolated and more connected to the greater collective of spiritual seekers. 5. Act. According to your instincts and follow your heart. Once you have a clearer understanding of yourself, your values, and your purpose, it's time to act on what your heart tells you. Spiritual awakening often brings with it a deep sense of purpose and clarity which can empower you to make decisions and take actions that align with your true self. Following your heart means trusting your inner wisdom and having the courage to step into a life that feels authentic, even if it means making bold changes. This could mean changing careers, ending toxic relationships, moving to a new place, or simply adopting new practices that support your spiritual growth. The key is to take action from a place of alignment with your heart and soul, rather than acting out of fear or societal pressure. Embrace the changes that come with awakening and trust that they are leading you toward greater fulfillment and purpose. As we reflect on the steps you can take during spiritual awakening, consider this question. Are you ready to take one specific action today to love someone you find difficult to forgive? Forgiveness is one of the most powerful actions you can take to align with your higher self and release emotional burdens. Think about one person in your life who has hurt you. What is one action you can take today to shift your perspective or open your heart to them, even if it's just through prayer, empathy, or a kind gesture? By taking action on your awakening, you move closer to your true self and become a force for healing and transformation in the world. In this section, we've explored practical steps you can take when you feel spiritually awakened. From accepting the change to practicing self-awareness, listening to yourself, seeking support, and acting in alignment with your heart, these steps guide you toward a more authentic and purposeful life. Embrace the process of awakening as a journey of growth and trust that each step you take will bring you close to your true self. Remember, spiritual awakening is not a destination but a continuous unfolding. Take it one step at a time and know that you have the power within you to live a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and in alignment with your highest purpose. As we conclude this exploration of spiritual awakening, let's take a moment to reaffirm its significance in our lives. Spiritual awakening is not just a single moment or event. It's a continual, ongoing process. It's a journey that helps us connect more deeply with ourselves and the world around us. As we become more in tune with our true selves, we begin to align with our higher purpose, ultimately leading us to a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. This process transforms our lives in meaningful ways, allowing us to experience life with greater clarity, compassion, and understanding. Through spiritual awakening, we shed the layers of conditioning that have held us back and step into a life that feels more authentic and aligned with our inner truth. Whether it's feeling more connected to others, experiencing a deeper sense of self-awareness, or embracing changes that serve our growth, awakening offers us the opportunity to live more fully and purposefully. The changes we experience during this process can feel challenging at times, but they ultimately open the door to greater peace, purpose, and alignment with the universe. Now is the time to begin taking action. If you feel spiritually awakened or are starting to sense a shift in your awareness, start today by practicing spiritual awakening in your life. Begin by connecting with yourself on a deeper level through meditation, journaling, or simply taking the time to reflect on your thoughts and feelings. Engage with the world around you with a sense of mindfulness and compassion, and trust that each small step you take will lead you closer to your higher self. Remember, spiritual awakening is an ongoing journey. There is no final destination, just the continuous unfolding of your true potential. By embracing this process, you'll find greater peace within yourself and gain a clearer direction in life. Trust that as you grow and evolve, your spiritual path will reveal itself in ways that are uniquely yours. I encourage you to share your experiences of spiritual awakening in the comments below. How has your awakening transformed your life? What insights or challenges have you faced along the way? Your story may inspire others who are also on their spiritual journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and may your spiritual journey bring you peace, clarity, and fulfillment.